Okay, we're going to try this again. I got to get her something to play with. Here, play with that one. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to go through is if we have another line here, just like I was talking about how you can find any point, that X and Y just represent a point that lies on that line. And now we're going to discover that and why that is the way it is. So right here, I'm first going to graph this. So my B, my beginning, my y-intercept, is at positive 4. So I'm going to go on the y, I'm going to go up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my y-intercept's at 4. Now, before I showed you the graphing with fractions. Now, if you don't have a fraction on the slope, you'll need to make one. But you can always make one. If it's a whole number, it's just over 1. So, as I make these videos, I always write an invisible 1. There's a lot of invisible ones in math because if you divide by 1, so like 4 divided by 1 is 4. So I can write 4 divided by 1 and it's still 4 because dividing by 1 doesn't do anything. You can also times by 1, so like 4 times 1 is still 4, or 2 times 1 is still 2, or 6 times 1 is still 6. So you can times by 1 or divide by 1 and it doesn't do anything to the number. So sometimes that helps us in our math why we divide and multiply by 1. And in this case, that's why it's divided by 1, because we're going to go, my left arm would be in the air. Sorry, it's hard with Emery and my arms. So then I would go down 2 to the right 1. So I start up at 4 and I'm going to go down 2 to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. I'm going to do it again, down 2 to the right 1. Okay, now here is my line there. So, if I have that line, now I can look at this graph now that I graphed it, and I can tell you what points are there. So I have 4, 0 is a point, or, 0, 4. I always mix those up. So this is 0, 4. And then this point, I went to the right one up 2, so that point is at 1, 2. This is at 2, 0. And this is at 3, negative 2. Now you could see a pattern there, and you could probably tell me what the next ones are going to be. But I'm going to show you how you could find it without having to graph it and without having to see a pattern or anything. Just making sure she's not eating the actual marker. So, so right here, let's say that they told me or asked me, hey, find a point. Well, you can find a point. You can plug anything you want in for x and then figure out what the y is. So let's say that I wanted to figure out where a point would be if the x were 1. So if I had negative 2, y equals negative 2, then for 1, I'm going to plug in for x. So negative 2 times 1 plus 4. So I'm going to figure out if I had a point where x was 1, what would the y be? Well, we already know that it's going to be 2 because we graphed it. But we're going to pretend like we don't know that yet. So then I'm going to do negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. And then plus 4. So negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So the y is 2 when the x is 1. So then that point is going to be at 1, 2. And again, I can do that for any point. So let's do it with another point. Let's figure out what this one is. So when x is 3, so then I'm going to plug in 3 in for x. So negative 2 times 3 plus 4. So negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. And then plus 4. So negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. So the y is negative 2 when the x is 3. So my point is written as x is 3, y is negative 2. So 3, negative 2. And yep, that's what we got here. Now let's find one that's far off the graph. Let's figure out when the x is 10. Did you think she just handed me this and grabbed this one out of my hand thinking, oh, we could trade. I don't think so, sister. Okay, let's try the x is 10. Uh-oh, you just dropped it now. So I'm going to plug in 10 in for x. So So y equals negative 2 times 10, which is negative 20. Hold on. Plus 4. So negative 20 plus 4 is negative 16. So then there is a point on this line right there, which is 10, negative 16. And that's a point. And again, I could do that with anything. I could have done that with negative numbers. I could figure out where it is when x is negative 100, where the point is. Okay, I'll make you another video.